Welcome to the Hollywood Secrets Information. In this video, we are diving deep into the golden age of cinema to uncover the haunting stories of 15 tragic male actors from old Hollywood. These were stars who shined brightly on the screen but faced heart-wrenching struggles behind the scenes. Fame, fortune, and fans couldn't save them from pain, loss, addiction, or isolation. Get ready for an emotional journey into their lives and legacies. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more stories from the world of Hollywood. 1. Montgomery Clift. Montgomery Clift was one of the most talented and handsome actors of his era. Known for films like A Place in the Sun and From Here to Eternity, Clift redefined male vulnerability on screen. However, his life was marked by emotional torment. A near-fatal car crash in 1956 disfigured his face, triggering a deep depression and addiction to alcohol and painkillers. Despite his acting brilliance, he became a recluse and died of a heart attack at just 45. Elizabeth Taylor once said Clift was the only soul she ever truly loved. 2. James Dean. A cultural icon and the ultimate symbol of youthful rebellion, James Dean's career was as brief as it was legendary. With only 3 films, Rebel Without a Cause, East of Eden, and Giant, he became a Hollywood myth. But behind his cool image was a troubled soul who struggled with identity, fame, and loneliness. His tragic death in a car crash at age 24 stunned the world and cemented his legacy as a forever young legend. 3. Sal Mineo. Sal Mineo soared to fame as Plato in Rebel Without a Cause, alongside James Dean. But after early success, he struggled to find roles, especially after being openly gay in a time when Hollywood was far from accepting. Financial hardship and personal turmoil plagued him. In 1976, he was fatally stabbed in an alleyway behind his apartment. He was only 37 years old. 4. George Reeves. Best known as TV's original Superman, George Reeves seemed to have it all. But off-camera, he felt typecast and professionally stifled. Reeves also found himself in a complicated love triangle with a powerful Hollywood studio executive's wife. In 1959, he was found dead from a gunshot wound. Though ruled a suicide, many believe foul play was involved. His mysterious death remains one of Hollywood's darkest unsolved cases. 5. Gig Young. Oscar winner Gig Young was a charming leading man in the 1950s and 60s, appearing in They Shoot Horses, Don't They? But Young battled alcoholism and mental illness for years. In 1978, shortly after marrying his 5th wife, he shot her and then himself. His horrifying end shocked fans and confirmed the hidden torment he had carried for decades. 6. Robert Walker. Robert Walker is remembered for his chilling role in Alfred Hitchcock's Strangers on a Train. In real life, he was a deeply troubled man suffering from schizophrenia and severe alcoholism. Following a breakdown, he was sedated by a doctor and died shortly afterward from the effects. He was only 32. His ex-wife, Jennifer Jones, had left him for producer David O. Selznick, adding to his heartbreak. 7. Wallace Reed. Known as the screen's most perfect lover, silent film star Wallace Reed was adored by fans. But during the film shoot, he was injured and given morphine to cope. What began as treatment turned into addiction. The studios covered it up, but Reed deteriorated rapidly and died in a sanitarium at just 31. His death exposed the dark cost of fame during the silent era. 8. John Gilbert. John Gilbert was once Greta Garbo's co-star and fiancé, a heartthrob of the silent screen. But with the arrival of sound films, his star dimmed. Some blamed his voice, others believed it was studio sabotage. He turned to alcohol to numb the pain. Gilbert died of a heart attack in 1936 at age 38, another victim of the transition to talkies. 9. Ramon Novarro. A major Latin heartthrob of the silent era, Ramon Novarro starred in Ben-Hur, 1925, and was considered a rival to Rudolph Valentino. But in his private life, Novarro was a closeted gay man battling religious guilt and blackmail. In 1968, 2 brothers tortured and murdered him, allegedly looking for money he didn't have. His brutal death remains one of Hollywood's most tragic crimes. 10. Bobby Driscoll. Bobby Driscoll was the voice of Disney's Peter Pan and an Oscar-winning child star. But fame faded as he grew older. He turned to drugs, struggled to find work, and ended up destitute. In 1968, his body was found in an abandoned building, buried in a pauper's grave. He was only identified years later. A heartbreaking fall from childhood stardom. 11. Freddie Prinze. Freddie Prinze rose to fame in the 1970s with the sitcom Chico and the Man. He was a comedy genius with the world at his feet, but he was also battling depression and drug addiction. After a rough breakup and legal troubles, he died by suicide at age 22. His son, actor Freddie Prinze Jr., later spoke openly about the pain of growing up without his father. 12. Ernest Torrance. Torrance was a character actor in silent films and early talkies, known for roles in Tollable David and Steamboat Bill, Jr. Despite his success, he suffered from poor health. In 1933, he died suddenly after surgery complications, ending a promising career prematurely. His name faded from history, but his presence left a strong mark on early cinema. 13. Carl Switzer. Carl Switzer, known as Alfalfa from The Little Rascals, struggled to adjust to life after child stardom. Work dried up, and he turned to odd jobs, including dog training and bartending. In 1959, he was shot and killed during a dispute over money. He was just 31. The tragedy of Alfalfa reminds us of the price of fame for young stars. 14. William Desmond Taylor. Silent film director and actor William Desmond Taylor was at the center of one of Hollywood's most enduring murder mysteries. He was found shot in his home in 1922. The scandal rocked the film industry, involving multiple actors and actresses, including Mabel Normand and Mary Miles Minter. The killer was never caught, and the case remains unsolved over a century later. 15. Lon Chaney Jr. Son of the legendary Man of 1,000 Faces, Lon Chaney Jr. became famous as the Wolf Man and starred in many Universal horror films. But he struggled under the shadow of his father's legacy. He battled alcoholism for most of his life, and his career suffered. Though he had moments of glory, his final years were marked by illness and sadness. He died in 1973, largely forgotten by the industry he once thrilled. These 15 tragic male actors from old Hollywood remind us that fame often hides deep personal pain. Behind the smiles, camera flashes, and red carpets were men struggling with addiction, depression, and the unforgiving nature of stardom. Some of their names may have faded, but their stories remain powerful and unforgettable. If this video moved you, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories from the world of classic Hollywood. Let us know in the comments which actor's story touched you the most, or suggest more legends we should cover next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.